In 1999, the British Basketball League was the potential frontrunner for becoming a European powerhouse, having sponsors like Peugeot, Budweiser, and Playboy. With over 11,000 fans in attendance, that year the Manchester Giants would host the Sheffield Sharks in the BBL final. Coaching the Sharks was current NBA head coach Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And coaching the Manchester Giants was Nick Nurse, current head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, former NBA champion, former coach of the year, and former All-Star head coach. Many have described that year for being the pinnacle of British basketball. The Giants would go on to win, and following that year, the league would reach a £22 million deal with the prestigious NTL TV network. Exactly what the league needed to solidify itself at the top spot. Then 2 years later, NTL would file for bankruptcy. Hi, my name is Roti. I love basketball, I love to talk basketball, and I hope one day you can share that same love for basketball as I. Here we have a list of all the All-Stars since 2010 who aren't American. And here are a list of those that are British. Luol Deng, you got that right. Luol Deng, two-time NBA All-Star and an all-defensive second-team member, is the most successful British basketball player, making him the UK's basketball GOAT. Now we can talk about Luol Deng and how he was once the UK's richest sportsman, finessing his way to a bag, but that is a completely different video. You would think having a two-time NBA All-Star, the UK basketball scene would be popular. And you aren't wrong. A study looking at 18 to 35-year-olds have concluded that basketball is the second most popular sport in the UK, as on average, 14% of the UK's population play it once a week. To many Brits, it would surprise them. I'm sure they've never heard this stat before. But it would surprise them even more that it's as popular as netball and cricket. But those sports get more coverage. Not to mention, basketball is more popular than rugby and still gets less coverage than the barbaric gentleman sport. So if basketball is so popular, why is the British Basketball League dead? And why are they asking for a monetary bailout? And why don't we have more British NBA basketball players? We've got one issue, and that's the retention of talent. Luol Deng is a prime example of this. Born in Sudan, he would migrate to the UK, and at the age of 12, he was playing for the Brixton basketball team. He would go on to represent the UK at the age of 13. And at 14, he would find himself in America for the rest of his development before university at Duke, and then the NBA. Let's look at another example. Current Spurs point guard Jeremy Sohan would start basketball with the MK Trojans in Milton Keynes. Then playing in Southampton College, he would rep both the British and Polish national teams, showcasing his talents to the world. And just like that, once the world saw him, they snatched him and Britain let him go. He would play in Indiana at high school, but that would stop due to COVID. Then he went to Germany to play basketball before university at Baylor and getting drafted by the Spurs. And then I know a name that you will not know. I wonder how many of you guys know who Cameron Hildreth is, a UK basketball player who went Division 1 to Wake Forest and got retweeted by Kevin Durant because of this spin move.
Hildreth weaving through, spins and scores!
This is the talent we are letting disappear off into the sunset. The benefits of keeping talent in the UK means there's more homegrown support and development that continues to go on in the UK. Iron sharpens iron, and if our iron keeps getting stolen, we can't sharpen our iron anymore. But what if we can't afford to sharpen our iron? Funding. Funding has been a huge issue since the NTL went bankrupt. After they were picked up by ITV, but they would soon void the contract, resulting in fans losing televised UK basketball. The issue of funding can be explained from two levels, at grassroots level and elite level. The definition of the grassroots. The ordinary people in a society or an organisation. At grassroots level, 14% of the UK population find themselves playing basketball once a week. And of those individuals, it's stated that 70% of those playing basketball are from a Black, Asian, minority ethnic background. Just over 90% of the population on minimum wage in the UK are of a black, Asian, minority ethnic background. The numbers basically say that basketball caters towards that community, but those in that community can't afford to fund the sport at grassroots level. If anything, basketball in the UK relies on the funding of the elite. Basketball in Newham, East London, has been directly related to the drop in knife crime of 46%, which shows that basketball has a positive social impact on society, making it a safer place. So why is it when they ask for a £1 million bailout, they're rejected? The elites won't say it, but I will. Maybe it's a class issue. Who are the elites? The richest, most powerful, best educated or best trained group in society. When the chairman, Chris Grant, asked for funding, he was told that basketball does not win enough medals and that basketball was too niche of a sport. Here we have three of the most niche English sports in the UK. Sailing, which received 5.4 million. Equestrian, which received 3 million in funding. And shooting, which received 1.5 million pounds. And here we have basketball, 500,000 pounds. Guns are banned in the UK and shooting receives more money. Is basketball more niche than owning a horse or a boat, an outdated vehicle and a non-land vehicle? Maybe I'm missing something. Could they mean a niche crowd? Potentially, but as discussed, basketball is as popular as cricket in the UK. Maybe it's the market that's too small. But when the NBA comes to the UK, not only do the tickets sell out in under an hour, but they fill up the O2 Arena, 20,000 seats. All the signs are pointing to a lack of elite support, but the elites say they don't get funding unless they win medals. But without the support, how can basketball win medals? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I wonder if this could ever be changed. In recent years, the BBL received £7 million in funding from Betting 777 to own a 46% stake in the league. Could this be the spark of a potential investment pump? Not too long ago, OG Anunoby of the Toronto Raptors invested into the London Lions basketball team to become a minority stake owner. Could he transform the EuroLeague team and raise the British profile? Could the BBL find a benefactor to revive the league or a group of investors that could help bring British basketball to the main stage? Or could we one day see Adam Silver expand into a major European city, bringing basketball back to life with the expansion of the NBA into London? The NBA have launched junior programs and coaching programs to help develop talent in the UK. Could this help facilitate the growth of the UK's basketball population? Help retain the talent that we already have? Time will tell. As we have established, the elite have a major role to play in all of this. And at the moment, the harsh truth is, this is all yet to happen, and British basketball has a long way to go. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please like and comment down below. If you did like this content, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me and help me continue to push out this video. Basketball in the UK has a way to go, and I hope one day you can see it grow and I can see it grow to where it should be in this world. But until next time.